Oppa Gundam style, everybody. Welcome to Wow Cool Robot, a podcast about Mobile Suit Gundam. I'm Max. I use he, him pronouns, and with me, as always, is...
It's Callie, and I use she, they pronouns. Thank you.
So, keen-eyed listeners of the podcast will know we didn't record last week because I did catch the novel coronavirus.
I didn't know they made a book about it, but like it sounded like it sucked.
It wasn't fun. I'm mostly better. You can tell in my voice that I'm like 80% maybe.
You still got a bit of that gunk in you.
Yeah, I got some soup in me. I'm
You don't have the soup. No, not the soup again.
I think they couldn't fully remove a new type from my system.
They could not.
So if there's weird sounds I make, whatever, who gives a shit? It's my podcast. If I deigned not to edit them out, then congratulations, you get to hear them.
It's my podcast. I get to choose the correct amount of grossness.
Exactly. We're here talking about Unicorn Episode 3. It's good and I liked it.
I miss him already.
I miss... Who?
I miss him.
Who? Oh, right. Well, yeah. Oh God, what a way to go!
I miss him. What a way to go! What a cool guy!
What a cool guy that, like, I guess it was his rocket launcher that got smeared on like the wall of the colony and not like his body, because he's gone. He's gone. There's nothing left if you get point blank beam sabered.
It wasn't even like beam sabered, it was like beam axed. It was like plasma stuff that goes up to like the end of the shield on
it was cool because
he
blew off part of its face and it's like Terminator underneath. It's badass.
It was so cool.
I like to think, because I guess, the Federation doesn't do mono eyes, so underneath the Sinanju is actual, like, regular eye sensors. I like to imagine it's like a binoculars just kind of, like, merges together to become the one mono eye. There's some sort of conversion happening inside the dome of it. We're getting ahead of ourselves, though. We will have a memorial service for our friend Daguza and Macklemore, but before then, let's talk. I got a summary of Episode 3.
Oh, let's hear it.
Episode 3. The Ghost of Laplace. As Mineva and Riddy plan to escape to Earth, the Palau rescue operation begins as the Nail Argama fires its hyper-mega particle cannon at the asteroid right after Echoas detonates the support struts, throwing the asteroid into disarray. Zeon and the Federation square off as Banagher once again gets in the Unicorn, only to be met with Merida, who prompts the Unicorn into activating NTD so Zeon can get any Laplace program information from the software they installed into the suit. Riddy and Mineva successfully escape to Earth as Banagher defeats Merida, capturing her and bringing her aboard the Nail Argama. The next target is the Laplace wreckage itself, as Banagher learns he must pilot the Unicorn into the wreckage at exactly 0 hours to break the next Laplace seal. Alberto is ordered by his Aunt Martha to transport Merida, who we learn is actually Pull-fucking-12, to Earth so she can be reprogrammed in the Augusta New Type lab to help with opening the box. He's unable to do so, however, as Full Frontal and the Garancier team attack Banagher and the Nail Argama, as he and Daguza enter the Laplace wreckage. He has a transmission from the beginning of the Universal Century, but cannot figure out the meaning. Daguza eventually leaves the cockpit to draw Full Frontal's attention, resulting in his death and Banagher's activation of NTD once more. In his rage, he kills Gilboa of the Garancier team and passes out, leaving him plummeting to Earth with the Garancier following behind him. Fucking... Unicorn's a sequel to Double Zeta more than anything else.
Absolutely it is. I've been waiting for it, because this episode was kind of what cemented Merida as, like, my favorite character, even on my first watch through of just... Obviously, we'll go a bit more in depth into it, but it's like that flashback scene, just kind of like... Oh, shit,
it
man.
Completely...
It
like,
hurt.
It's really crazy. The hints are there, absolutely, but then, like, yeah, when you get that whole new type flashback, like, holy fuck.
Mm-hmm. And it just totally... It recontextualizes her entire character as well.
Absolutely, it does.
Is wild how you can do this and have all of their actions make sense to both this, like, badass, like, silent but like seriously like competent like pilot, to also kind of dealing with the fact that they were like a traumatized child bred as like a something to be used for war since birth. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Like, oh my god, such a cool, complex character to like juggling the whole point of like she has this implanted prime directive in her, basically, but at the same time, she's, like, found ways to, exercise compassion because she knows what it's like to have a fucking shitty utilitarian existence.
Yeah.
God damn, what a cool character.
It's so good.
So this one starts out, we see the Nail Argama's head into Palau. It has its hyper mega particle cannon, its arming, the shit they use to blow up, like, I guess they hit the Musa in Double Zeta with it back in the day. But we see, again, just this show does such a fucking cool job of reminding you of all these different mobile suits. Like, we see an Ewak Zack before anything else.
Yeah!
I love the Ewak Zack, just big fucking UFO head on this guy.
Dome head, looking like Orbeetle.
Yeah, really! We
looks like Orbeetle.
He does! We see some Gazas. We see the Lodos themselves. They're infiltrating. They all make it onto Palau, and like they're just like planting a shit ton of mines and C4 and shit. Like we learn Palau is like 4 different asteroids, kind of like scaffolded together.
They're like they've been like being held together by like the the lollipop stick models you make when you're a kid.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all toothpicks.
It's one of those.
Yeah, and the plan is to blow the fuck out of all of that scaffolding and then hit it with a hyper mega particle cannon. So just like the entire thing just like collapses together and just like starts kind of falling apart. And that's when we're gonna destroy this entire goddamn place to rescue one boy and one robot. Mostly the robot.
So messed up.
I think the Federation is not necessarily in the right of it this time.
The fact that we're we cannot justify it whatsoever.
Yeah, well, because that's the thing. It's like I don't see why they couldn't have just had the fucking stealth infiltration special forces do this without also blowing the entire fucking thing up. Like that seems incidental.
The thing with it was they're not there for Benaja.
True,
like,
they're there for Unicorn.
That's why Daguza's there, but like considering the fact that I think it once again comes back to the fact that the Earth Federation is willing to stop at nothing to get Laplace's box in their hand. And because of that, they're totally okay with civilian casualties. And although theoretically breaking these support columns will not do anything, there will still be civilian casualties here.
Yeah.
But on paper, it's negligible to them, so they don't care.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. And it's really funny, too, how it turns out that Zeon just, like, let Benaja take the Unicorn again, because they're fine with him piloting it, because, like, they installed this kind of piggyback program in it to, like...
Yeah.
They can't break into the OS itself, but they can have, like, this monitoring program that if any data does get transmitted related to the Law Plus program, they can just take it. So, like, all of this shit is kind of a moot point because they just let, like, the Federation didn't realize that Zeon was going to let Benaja go out in, I'm sorry, this week is Bazinga.
Oh, it's Bazinga? Cool.
It's Bazinga. I forgot to write Bazinga in my in my summary. Yes, he's Bazinga this week.
With the character development of being able to pronounce his name this week.
I know, yeah, I'm doing too good, so I need to like roadblock myself. And it's really funny too what you were saying about how the Federation ostensibly is only going to hit military targets, because like in the Nail Argama, as Riddy and Maneva are kind of planning to escape, Riddy seems offended that Maneva would consider that the Federation would attack the residential block. Like, damn, shit, if only the Federation was consistently proven to be distrustful and not caring in the past.
If only the Federation didn't have, like, a track record of, like, destroying civilian colonies and stuff. If only... I think they might be I think Riddy's looking at himself like, are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies?
Riddy
definitely is.
We've got skulls on our hats.
It's a bummer, too, because Riddy didn't do anything weird and objectionable this week.
I'm proud of him for that.
Yeah, but at the same time, doing no bad deeds is not the same as doing good deeds. So it just it's kind of like the seismograph is staying still, but it's not like getting better. Mikot sees
no improvement whatsoever.
No, exactly. Mikot sees Riddy and Maneva trying to escape, and she like gets this like the phone call thing ready to call the bridge, but Maneva successfully reasons with her and is like, "Hey, I'm really important, as you can tell. My dad's a U.S.
Tell
senator.
how important I am.
My daddy's a lawyer.
My father is part of the House of Lords.
Yeah, exactly. But, Mineva is just like, I'm doing something that only I can do, and it's okay, right? And Mikot's like, all right, whatever, fine. Mikot, poor Mikot. I feel like I wish more it would be done with her, and there's 4 more episodes, hopefully. But again, I've seen Gundam before. I know that Gundam doesn't necessarily treat us women well.
That's not great, is it?
But I want to see more from Mikot other than showing up and like kind of just like being talked down to and just kind of like being placated so she can show up in the next scene.
Do something.
Yeah. At least Mineva is a genuinely like, and like we have Mineva and Merida who are like 2 of the best.
We have Mineva and Merida
so
who
far.
are I like to see Merida as Tomino's apology for what he started with Paul being a character.
Yeah.
Of just kind of like, oh, hey, we're gonna make the legacy of like the character that started this horrendous trope by giving like one of their clones the best character writing in the show.
I know.
I love Paul so much. I think her existence is tragic.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's just not just in like a series way, but in like circumstances of being put into the series way as well.
What's really funny is I don't even think Tomino wasn't involved in Unicorn. I don't believe. I think it was Fukui who wrote the original Unicorn novel.
Oh,
in like
he did,
06.
didn't he?
So basically, it was someone else looking at what Tomino did with Pull and being like, I can fix this.
We can fix this. Yeah, we can fix that.
And I understand that Fukui is certainly not without his faults either, but like, hey,
really?
if giving us Merida, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, give me Merida Cruz.
Mm-hmm. So shit gets pretty bad. Like Benager escapes. We see like the pilot that they were staying with on Palau like gets ready to sortie because he's a mobile suit pilot, as we learned last week. Merida goes up with Zinnerman. They're getting ready for battle too. Benager's like flying around in a vernier pack. We see the Algarma getting ready to fire, and like Alberto's freaking the fuck out. Like he's like, oh
what
god,
is he not, though?
This guy is such a fucking loser.
He sucks so much.
This is when the hyper mega particle cannon fires, and we also see Ridium and Eva get in the Delta Plus, and the Delta Plus does the Hyakshiki eyes, but they're like red, so they're fucking so badass. Cool. It's cool. Delta Plus kicks
so much.
ass.
The Delta Plus rules.
There's also a Jagan that has like these 4 fuck off giganto rockets on its back. But
it's like something out of Thunderbolt.
Yeah, honestly, really. The hyper mega particle cannon fires, and seems bad.
People are dead. This was bad.
I like the continued theme in Unicorn of a laser so powerful being near it just melts you,
obliterates you completely.
Yeah. All the bits of Plow rocket together, and we see Daguza getting ready as his operation starts, and Dad Daguza over here who says to himself, "You better be there, son. I'm coming to get you." It's like, oh god, Daguza, I love you so much. Daguza. I'm so sorry for what happens later.
I love him so much.
Yeah. More mobile suits show up. We see a Dryson, which is like Double Zeta's upgraded Dom.
I really like that where they're so willing to like reuse these like Zeta era like designs and stuff. I think it's so good, and it's such a callback to like showing how the more outer parts of the more like kind of out there parts of Xeon are still like, I think it does an excellent job of showing that they're still clinging on to like the legacy that Haman Khan kind of put forward. We see this in an excellent way like next episode. I will say next episode's my favorite episode of Unicorn, I think.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Can't wait. We see a Gaza D, which is really fun. I was like, is that a Bound Dog? Because it has this same kind of transformation where it's like feet become talons. No, it's a Gaza, but like again, it's like it's just This one's for the Wow Cool Robot heads in the crowd. Like it just lets me literally say Wow Cool Robot, and that's what I appreciate about Unicorn so much.
I know what you're from. I know what you're from too. Oh my goodness.
I'm just doing Leo point. It's just is that a motherfucking JoJo Bizarre Adventure reference? It's just that pretty much.
I'm doing the soy face me. I know this is the weirdest brag you've ever heard. I've gotten really good at doing that, like, soy face meme.
Oh, when you're pointing backwards,
when you're
facing
pointing
the camera.
back. Hang on. I'll send. I did it in a club one time. I'll send you the video. It was hilarious.
Okay. Why is there a car alarm going off? Come on.
Oh no.
Come on. This fucking parking lot, I swear to God. So, oh yeah, full frontals here also. He hops in, Angelus with him. He does this fucking, like, sick execution where he, like, backhands. Oh, here we go. Let's see.
Gonna get the build up.
Oh, shit. You did do that really well.
Yeah, he does this sick execution.
So what? Yeah, he backhands a beam saber and like drags it across the cockpit of a Lodo from the top down. Like it's just brutal. It's just, oh my god, full frontal. Calm down, man.
The thing about this is, I really love that they are not there to support Palau one bit. They're there to observe.
Yeah, like
because they do not get involved in any other part of the fight.
No, he just wants to. He kills a couple things and is just like, because the whole point is that like the idea is to get only Marita out there fighting Banager or Bazinga without like no other interference, because they want NTD to activate, and they know that like she can proc that really well because all the times it's happened is because he's fought Marita. So it's just like he's just there, he's chilling. He just gets to kill a couple Lodos here and there and just kind of kick back and eat some popcorn.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get the signal. The unicorn's in action because like it's just like Bazinga just finds it as he's like flying through Plow to get to the extraction point. Like it's just there. He's like, oh shit, all right, well, might as well. He does like the guess I'll die shrug in the camera. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I really like the idea that like the unicorn is this like absurdly powerful suit. You can do anything, and one of the ways we see that is that it can apparently like install drivers for any weapon it holds.
Yeah, I really love that, but I also love the fact that this guy can't shoot the gun because he needs to install the driver for it.
I know! It reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 4, of the whole thing of, like, you can turn a gun off because you have to, like, be registered to the gun. You know, the future of dystopic warfare or whatever. But like, a Dryson's like coming down on Bazinga, and like he's like keeps on clicking the trigger and doesn't do anything, and eventually it loads, and the Razer fucking gamer lights activate. The drivers have finished installing, so he just like melts this thing with the Gatling. It's like a beam Gatling too. I don't think we've ever seen a beam Gatling. It's like fucking Heavy Arms but cooler. It's like this double barreled, like just melts through it.
Yeah, it's sick as hell.
We see Riddy, he tells Maneva that, like, once the fight dies down, they'll go to Earth, and Riddy will probably be declared dead, but, like, it's fine as long as they can get out of there. And they meet with Bazinga, and it's just, again, it's this nice scene, unfortunately, of Riddy just, like, being a reasonable person, and, like, you know, Bazinga just, like, asks one final time, is this what you want to do? Like, do you want to go to Earth and try and solve it diplomatically? And she says yes. And he's like, all right, Riddy, take her away. And you know, he like entrusts Maneva to Riddy as he like flies off and gets ready for battle. And like they go to this, I guess Palau has a mass driver. So they just kind of just like take one and get rocketed to Earth without having to like conserve fuel because, you know, mobile suits don't have that much fuel, I guess.
I want to make sure I'm getting the best mileage out of my Delta Plus right now.
Yeah.
So I will piggyback off this giant rocket launcher.
Exactly. But this is when Marita shows up as Bazinga's rolling around, and like he can tell Marita's in there finally. And as she like grabs him and gets her beam ready to like melt, like she's holding her beam saber at his cockpit ready to just like, you know, fucking melt it. There's this really cool shot of you see like it's like first person from the unicorn's cockpit, and the beam is off in the Kshatriya's hand, but like you can kind of see this like electronic distortion from the camera because it's like it's emitting heat still. It's this really cool effect. It's just
so
like
cool.
It's a show made by people who understand the robots. Oh, I love it.
that OVA budget really goes in deep.
Absolutely.
It's so good.
But they talk a little bit, and Marita once again, says we're not humans, we're combat units called pilots, and she says that the sleeves are gonna withdraw if they can get Minerva and the Unicorn back, and Bazinga is not having it. He activates NTD. This is when we get this fucking we start getting exposition here. We cut to the Rulula. Full Frontal's already gone back inside. He just killed one Lodo and fucked off, which is very funny to me.
Okay, we out. See you later.
Peace. He just explains.
Shows up, kills one guy, refuses to elaborate, leaves.
He explains to I guess Angelo and Zinnerman and everyone there. The NTD new type destroyer. We hear it once again. Xeon installed that program. It can intercept any Laplace data. And Zinnerman's like, "Will it activate if she's..." And Full Frontal's like, "A cyber new type? Yes. We just need a catalyst." He's like, "Sis shit, we don't even know what a real new type really is. Pull 12 can do this." I'm just like,
It's like, oh, it's her? It's her?
It's
what?
her.
It's crazy.
It's fucking... We also see, apparently, the Unicorn can... Not only can it kind of take over weapons by holding it, it can take over funnels just by overpowering it with its own psycho frame, which is fucked up.
It's the sickest thing ever, because I think it's they later in the episode they go on, because they recover Marita after this fight that goes on to the Neolagama. They talk about that being a Psychomu backflow of essentially it's a thing that goes back to my favorite best character in fiction, best 4 episodes of television ever made, beloved former Asame, of that Psychomu backflow being kind of a thing with 4 and the Psycho Gundam, because there's points with 4 and the Psycho Gundam where you can't really tell who's piloting who, because 4's being taken over by the Psycho Gundam's animosity. This is a situation of that happening, of Bazinga's animosity kind of overtaking the system going back to him saying, "Hey, let's just fucking kill it. Let's just fucking do it." And then, as a result, hijacking funnels, which I cannot imagine being anything but absolutely terrifying for Marita.
For real.
Because the thing is about it is these funnels, these things that she has control over, not only is it the only thing that she feels she's good at, but it's kind of the only thing she's ever had too. Because she got out of her little cloning pod, primed and ready to control funnels and do this and kind of psychically connect with these machines.
Right.
Then the tragic backstory happens, and then when she's given that second chance to do what she knows she's good at again, she gets these funnels back because that's what she's good at. And for the first time in her life, when she's out there in the field, she doesn't have control over them anymore. That must be the scariest thing in the world, because she visibly freaks out at that moment.
Because it's the thing she was literally created to do, and then something comes up that literally just does what she does but better in this terrifying way. Because we see a shot, the funnel stop responding to her, and then we see the Unicorn reach up and just it's framed the Kshatriya is in the palm of the Unicorn's hand. The Unicorn just closes its fist, and that's when
he's got that perfect blue freaking angle. Right in the hand.
And this is when we enter the soup, right? Because the Kshatriya is getting fucked up by the funnels, and the fucking Shar's counterattack. It's that yellow and green and blue.
It's that green soup. It's that mint and onion soup.
That mint jelly. So we see Marita, young Marita, who looking exactly like a pole clone. And it's all first person of her kind of reaching her hand out. And it's just, oh fuck. We see her reaching out to Glemmy, whose back is turned to the camera. We see her memories, she got her uterus removed, and
she got sold into sex slavery.
Yeah, it's fucking horrific. This poor girl.
I know, but at the same time, I think her being as cool and interesting and powerful as she is now, even going through all that, is really, really good is it representation for people who've gone through that kind of thing of being taken advantage of and kind of being given like a horrific kind of deal at life, and they still come out on the other side still like powerful.
Because what they really say after we see that is like, you know, Marita's kind of telling Bazinga, compassion alone can't save people, but then they both kind of say it at the same time. But in spite of that, like, yeah, you can't necessarily save a person through compassion alone, but like, you still need that in life. And despite like everything Marita's gone through, she has a family, right? She has Zinnerman and everyone. Like, she has a place she belongs, and like she's connecting with Sierras. Yeah, like she's connecting with Bazinga now, and it's like
there's Gilboa's family too that she stayed with there.
Yeah, God, it's just like it's this like brutal depiction of what happened to her, but like she's still, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say she's okay. She's a fucking combat pilot clone, like, born to kill, but like despite that, she's found circumstances where she can be in control of things. And it's just like, I really like this angle that Unicorn is going at with the whole new type thing of like, because, you know, in the first, second episode, they define it. What is it? Understanding without misconception. And it's just, it really hammers at home in this moment when they're in the soup together of like, they understand each other truly, or at least it really goes one way. We don't see Marita like seeing Bazinga's backstory, but like he understands her in this moment. And like from this moment on, like he is so protective of her and like wants to make sure she's okay. Not like she's like a child who needs protecting, but like it's like she's someone else that he cares deeply about, like Minerva, like everyone from his classmates. Like it's just this really nice moment of like Bazinga being like, okay, like
they found that common ground.
Yeah, this is someone else I can love and protect. Like it's fucking, I like it. I think
it's
Unicorn
so
is good.
Unicorn's one of my favorites for a very good reason.
Yeah, this is like flying to the top of my list already, and we're not even halfway through.
You're literally not even halfway through. Oh my god!
I know, this is 3 of 7, and then we have a movie, and I don't know how good the movie is because
I hear it's fine.
Yeah, all right. That's that's a lot of Gundam just ends up being fine. That's fine because
it's got the silver suppressor that I told you about, like
not
last week, but the week before though. That's sick as hell.
Yeah, you got Sinanju Stein.
Yeah.
But you know, Bazinga, Marita shuts down. Bazinga recovers the Kshatriya, and like Echo Us wonders, like, why was it sent out to fight alone in the first place? Riddy and Minerva fuck off. We cut to the Nail Argama, and the crew. We see the crew. I think Daguza is there, and like the mechanics are there, and they're talking about like why the fuck this mobile suit, the Kshatriya, has old psychoframe technology in it. And it's just so goddamn funny that even Anaheim engineers are like, yeah, we don't know what the fuck psychoframe is. We keep on putting it in mobile suits and stuff happens, but we don't know how to replicate this at all.
it's just, I love it because they very clearly don't know how it works.
Right. Like a world-shaking event happened 3 years earlier where a giant fucking space asteroid was just pushed backwards because of just gigantic green blast, and we're just
people used their vibes to save a planet,
and that was
they're trying to apply science to it.
Yeah, and that was like with a little bit of psychoframe in the new and Sazabi, and then they're just like, shit, what if we made a robot made entirely of it? And like,
right, we're gonna put all of this that we have in like one of them,
right,
and like, see what happens.
And I mean, I guess the whole thing of like is that nothing crazy can happen unless you have two together because it's the resonation that makes things fucked up. But like
Soul Eater,
yeah. But even so, the Unicorn is an absurdly powerful suit already. But
yeah,
we see another fucking. Oh god, this is so good. Liam is there, and they're like, they're in like the med bay. Fucking Dr. Hassan is there from Double Zeta.
Yeah, Dr. Hassan is here.
Unicorn exists for me to point and laugh at the people who think Double Zeta is not worth watching.
Yeah,
like exactly. I can't imagine someone in good faith saying that they love and understand Unicorn without having watched Double Zeta. Surely, I mean, yeah, you can get it, but like. Without having watched Double Zeta, I feel like you don't truly understand Marita as a character. Sure, like a lot of the references you won't get, like, you know, you can understand why the Nail Argama has this big fuck-off gun without needing to know why it was there in Double Zeta, but, like, it's just...
It's not the same.
Like, I don't, you know, I'm not at the point to say that, like, nothing in Gundam's not worth watching, because, like, I haven't seen all of Gundam, but, like, it's... who cares if you don't like the tone of it for the first, like, 12 episodes? And even then, it's fine. It's good. Double Zeta's a good show.
It's nice.
I'm
I
getting
think
mad
the
about
issue
it again.
people have is the fact that more often than not, they'll watch Double Zeta immediately after Zeta, expecting more Zeta, and then they get, like, Looney Tunes for a little while.
But the funny thing is,
mad about that.
That's literally what happened to me, and I liked it. So
yeah.
I guess it's just the burden of having good taste, I suppose.
Exactly, that's what it is. I'll admit, I kind of struggled through the first 12 episodes of Double Zeta, and then Paul got introduced, and I was like, I'm gonna protect you with every ounce of my being. I am Cyber New Type Enjoyer Supreme.
Exactly. Exactly. That's your title.
I love and defend all of them except Gunai.
Oh yeah, he can. I'm glad Gunai got fucking died. Fuck that guy.
Dirty nuts.
The fucking the Riddy of Char's counterattack.
I hate him so much. He frustrates me so much.
Maybe we shouldn't have pedophile characters in media. maybe imagine that.
Can we just stop having weirdos?
Maybe we just don't need it. What a concept, right?
What a concept. Isn't that incredible?
So we're in the med bay. Liam and Dr. Hassan is there. And Liam is like, oh, she's a cyber new type. She's dangerous, blah, 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 blah. And Dr. Hassan, the goat, is just like, she's clearly, like, super fucking wounded. Like, I'm not going to restrain a wounded individual. Like, she's fine. Like, just let her lay in bed. And, Bazinga's there saying the same thing, too. And
I think it's also the fact that, like, Hassan's had experience with, like, Hassan has personally treated, like, 3 separate cyber new types.
He understands it. Was he the doctor on the regular Argama too?
Yeah, he was.
Was he?
The one that treated Rosamia.
Okay, that's right.
He treated Rosamia. He treated Sarah when she was on.
Right.
I'd like to imagine he did whatever he could to try and get 4 to live after Kilimanjaro.
It's fine because we know 4 did live after Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, exactly. Because she shows up in the background. Double Zeta.
She's there.
She's on her way to see her 2 beautiful, beautiful partners.
Exactly.
On the moon being doctors.
Mihiro's here too. Mihiro is like, I guess she's like one of the. She's like, I think she's Riddy's rank. Something there about, she's in like a military uniform too. She's in the nail orgama. She also argues with Hassan and Bazinga about, oh, this woman's dangerous. She's killed people. And eventually she just, they convince her to just be fine putting her under guard and leaving it at that. And this is when Bazinga asks Hassan about what is a cyber new type. And, Hassan explains, again, like a really good, I guess this is more of a concession for people who haven't seen other Gundam, because, it's a very detailed explanation of, like, they're more weapons than tools of understanding. Like, you think of new type as this positive force. The cyber new type is like, what if we turned it into a gun? What if a person was a gun? And this really, like, I don't know, I just really like this part, because Hassan is like, maybe call me fucking crazy for this, but he just, he says maybe we should just try and understand each other as we are now without having to create humans like this. And
maybe we shouldn't pump people full of machine and drugs.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't give people Wario pill MDMA. Maybe thought of that.
No,
and I think he has a point.
Wario MDMA, you can't be doing it.
And he says a line of, he's like, I'm reminded of someone who's once said we're stuck on the precipice of human evolution. Who said that? Was that Glemmy? Was that Char? I don't remember who could have said that. I guess it might have been Char from Zeta?
I think it was most likely Quattro.
Yeah, his whole thing was like... His whole thing was, I guess that was more of his thing in the movie than the show.
Stuck on the precipice of human evolution, right?
Yeah, something thereabouts. I mean, precipice of human... That's a direct quote, because I wouldn't have wrote precipice all by myself like that. I'm guessing it was Char, because, like, that was his whole thing of, like, I'm gonna force humans to become new type, and it worked out as well as you'd have expected. I'm glad Char died.
Yeah, sucked, my guy.
Yeah, those of you in the Discord or wherever, let me know if you know exactly who this was. I think it's Char. I'm pretty sure it's Char.
It's likely to be Char.
Yeah. And this one, Bazinga, Marita finally wakes up, and Bazinga goes talk to her. And, she talks about how machines can't tell the difference between real and artificial, but humans are different. Humans can tell. And, you know, she's kind of like lamenting that she is this artificial human, and she talks about like that prime directive I mentioned earlier, where she has a master. She has to follow her master's desires and wishes and orders and everything like that. And she kind of has like a freak out, and like the machine starts beeping, and she's about to explain to Benager like how to be a real human. It wasn't really that clear to me, or like why the box was entrusted to him. She's about to say something important and like kind of passes out, and Benager has to leave before anything like big can happen. She's not dead or anything. She's fine. But like, you know, the conversation had to be cut short, unfortunately. But she's fine. She's on the nail argama being taken care of. And, we get a quick little scene of Minerva and Riddy. They've made it to Earth safely.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, we see this big fuck off mansion, like the same size as the mansion in the Snail.
It's the White House.
It's a fucking Palace of Versailles. We see, I guess, Riddy's father, Ronan Marsanus.
Oh god, he even sounds like a Tory.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck this guy. But we see that we cut over. We see Full Frontal, our friend, our beloved boy. They're tracking the nail argama, and we can see that like the nail argama and this Vist Foundation shuttle called the Klimt are intercepting.
That's such a bad name.
I think isn't Klimt it's Klimt's a painter, right? Yeah, Gustav Klimt, an Austrian painter. I think the whole thing it's because the Vist Foundation's front is like art dealers and stuff like that.
Yeah, that does make sense.
But yeah, if you don't know that, it's just like
spaceship, though.
I know, yeah.
Oh yeah, get on the Klimt.
You got to put Maria on the Van Gogh. Van Gogh. You should take her in Van Gogh somewhere else.
Oh my god!
Stupid. We see. Hold on. I'm glad my microphone has a hardware mute, so I can get my gross coughs before I have to edit them out.
Yeah.
We see Alberto Skyping with Martha, who's his aunt. And Martha was even mentioned back in episode 1 with Cardius talking to Alberto before he gets shot. But like, Martha's telling Alberto, take Merida onto the Klimt, take her to America, to Augusta. Hey, I remember that from Zeta. That's a new type lab.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
She talks about, she's like, yeah, it's not really that operational anymore. But I guess the implication here is that the Federation is going to do fucking every single thing they possibly can to get this box back. And if they have Merida, they can like reprogram her as a new type and maybe like use her powers to help get the box too. She doesn't really like say explicitly, because the whole thing is like, I guess she has to retain a level of plausible deniability of what level of illegal shit she's asking Alberto to do, basically. But I don't like her. I don't like her. She's a MILF I do not trust.
Oh, I hate her guts so much. She's the worst.
I don't
even like it's not even like a Ragyo Kayuan type like.
Right.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Just like nothing redeemable about her.
There's nothing nice about her. Like
she doesn't have the drip that Ragyo had.
She does not have rainbow hair.
No, she's like, she just looks like a plain old like Gundam Hillary Clinton.
I don't know if I don't know if they talk about it in the fucking anime or not, so I'll save this for the last bit in case they do mention it.
Okay.
But her husband's even worse than her.
No, fucking tremendous. But we cut after she talks to Alberto about that. We cut to Daguza. He's talking to Bazinga again. It's this nice conversation. It's like Daguza, Otto, and Bazinga in like Otto's head office in the Argama. And Daguza explains that like he has to pilot the unicorn to the coordinates Laplace says to break the next seal. And Bazinga is like, I'm not a soldier. I shouldn't have to pilot this at all. Blah blah blah. You know, he's very hesitant. Like he pilots the unicorn when he wants to. Kind of. He's still in that phase of Gundam protagonist where he doesn't realize why he has to pilot it. It's like we've all, you know, we've been through this so many times before with every other Gundam protagonist. Now it's Bazinga's turn. But I think one of the things he says is like he shouldn't have to kill to save lives. And Daguza kind of like walks off after this, like, you know, kind of in a huff. And Otto consoles him after he leaves And Otto's just like, it's like, it's almost is like this frustrating fatherhood, right? Because like Daguza talks to his sidekick, and he's like, if I had a son, I imagine this is what it would have been like, and I would have been able to go through this sooner. It's just like, damn. I mean, I know the show
I really do get the sense that Daguza missed out a lot on being where he is and what his job is and stuff, and I think it goes back to like the whole like point of Unicorn being about kind of like people should be living the experiences and lives that they want to live instead of the things that like the war wants them to. And like it goes back down to Minerva not being allowed to be a kid. It also goes to like a Daguza with his job doesn't allow him to be a father.
Yeah.
It doesn't allow him to settle down and kind of have that nice life with someone. And I think that's really sad.
Yeah, like there is this like very sad air of like everyone does what they have to do here, and like it's a really good way of like kind of turning this issue on its head, because a lot of the time we really only get that just with the pilot and no one else. Because it's like, yeah, it's obvious as a viewer looking through the lens of the protagonist, you're going to understand that this teen boy shouldn't be piloting a weapon of mass destruction, but like you don't get that with anyone else. But now we find like we're seeing that more and more now, which I really appreciate. Like it does a good job humanizing this, super high security clearance fucking like stealth assassin special forces guy.
Yeah.
It's something that you wouldn't expect.
You could be a badass all you want. If you want a kid, man. Come on.
Who wants to be a papa?
Who wants to be a papa?
But so after that, the Nail Argama makes it. Father, please! I don't want to pilot the Gundam.
I don't want to go into the Gundam. I want to run around and frolic in the fields like Hobby Isaac.
I love the Hobby Isaac.
I love how bad it looks.
It's like they took the Gundam colors in the wrong way.
Yeah.
But the Nail Argama makes it to where the original Laplace wreckage is. It orbits Earth, and it like crosses the same point at 100 hours. This is when Alberto gets ready to like leave, and he's kind of just like, he's like, oh, well, good luck and all that. We'll be watching you, blah, 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 blah. And like Liam is really suspicious at like why this fucking busybody who's inserted himself into everyone's business is just like kind of leaving so quickly. So she's wondering like why he's doing that.
Yeah.
Like what could have happened to like, because they know he's going to take Merida on the Klimt, but like they don't know why. So I guess they all assume that like all the new type labs are just like not a part of the picture anymore. So they're like, why would you be taking her? But
what a why? That's a bit odd. I'm not gonna give any more insight and thought into this though.
Nah.
It won't be relevant. It's fine.
And we see Bazinga, and he like remembers back to like 5 minutes ago of Otto telling him in his office about how like Daguza's basically like been sticking his neck out on the line for Bazinga this entire time. And that kind of inspires Bazinga to like, do his part and like take the words to heart of just like, I mean, he's not okay with killing people, surely, but like he wants to do what he can to help this whole process go smoothly to avoid conflict and everything. And like, we're getting that growth from Bazinga finally. I like it. We like to see it.
Yeah.
And he's in the cockpit with him. Daguza's in like this kind of like side chair as Bazinga pilots the Unicorn. And he asks him, Bazinga asks Daguza if he ever feels these like, do you feel uncertainty?
Do you feel a little funky?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, sure fucking do, man.
Wait, yeah, I don't really like this.
Yeah, and he explains that like he needs to do right by those he's responsible for. It honestly, it reminds me a lot of Gurren Lagann with the whole like, if you can't believe in yourself, believe in me that believes in you. Where he's able to kind of swallow a lot of that fear because he knows that he is so important that like he needs to basically just like suck it up and do what he needs to do because so many people are relying on him. Like he's a cog in the machine, but like he understands that if he does his job well, then everything else goes smoothly. It's like, another like very like mature and nuanced point that like Bazinga kind of takes to heart. It's nice.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to do this operation, right? We see Girazulu.
Mhm.
I think it's Gilboa. He gets ordered to retrieve Merida from the Nail Argama while everyone's busy at Laplace. Daguza explains that the terrorist attack was like the best possible thing for the Federation back at UC0. It's such a fucking funny thing of someone with the Federation who's like, yeah, this shit was like really good for them, and they might have even done it themselves. Who knows? Who could possibly say?
Like, I don't want to sound conspiracy theory, but this does sound a lot like America.
It stinks of CIA a little bit.
Yeah, it does. You get what I mean, right?
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't think the Federation actually was involved at this, because like the whole thing is that it's kind of the Vist Foundation, I think, that kind of did all this shit in the very beginning. Yeah. But it worked out well. But this really is just a real history of like, let's orchestrate events somewhere else that will help secure our position as a country. Like,
let's tighten our fist on issues that we don't like to think too much about.
Exactly.
By just using these things that happen as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
And kind of sucks.
And
love the NSA.
He says a really funny line of like, it was so long ago, no one's even alive from that incident. That's not true, but he wouldn't know that.
He wouldn't know that. He has no way of knowing that because it's only the oldest man in existence.
It's only Stardew Valley Grandpa from back then. But they cross the coordinates at the right time, and like we hear radio waves coming from the Unicorn, and it's like it's a broadcast from like I guess right before the Universal Century began, right before the terrorist attack happened. It's like some fucking Disney park shit of just like someone talking about like the progress of history, blah, blah, blah. The actual, this audio is going over like the entire rest of the episode pretty much. It's not really important what it's saying, but it's just like, it's people talking about how, the Universal Century is beginning, humankind's progress, yada, yada, yada. The kind of shit that you always hear about in Gundam. It's fine.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't worry too much about it.
Yeah. This is when Otto freaks out. He's like, hang on a minute. If we sense like a small... Because they sense there's like civilian crafts in the area and stuff, and Otto they like pick up like some light activity that is unaccounted for, and Otto realizes if it's just like a small enemy task force, they're going to be really good at their jobs and they're going to know exactly what to do. So we need to get ready for combat yesterday. And Bazinga gets this like feeling, and he's like shit, and he like flies the fuck out of the Laplace wreckage, and Daguza's like, what the fuck is happening? Bazinga's like, get ready, we're getting into a fight,
get into a combat.
And the Guaranteers here, the Gyarados get sent out, and like Daguza's mad at Bazinga for not killing anyone. Like he's fighting non-lethally. And this is like Gilboa is here, and Gilboa explains like they just want to get Merida back. No one's gonna die, but Bazinga's in the Unicorn, and he has to fight, and he's like finally been kind of spurred on by Daguza to be like, I need to fight for my side, yada yada. This is when Angelo and Full Frontal roll up too, because they're not they don't give a shit about the Merida rescue mission. Like, they're just here to attack Bazinga and like get that NTD to activate, because like they kind of understand, this radio broadcast that's happening in Laplace is one thing, but we need him to pop off so we can get the next set of coordinates or whatever. And like the Nail Argama gets hit while Merida's being transported out. Like a hole gets blown in the hull, but like Merida like is able to save Alberto by grabbing onto him, just like glaring at him as like a fucking hole sucking people out into space. She's fucking badass. She was like just like in a hospital bed. Like, it's crazy she can do this shit from the get-go.
She's so cool, just all the time.
Girl boss behavior.
Simply, she's filled to the brim. Like, hey, the pills she takes to deal with it. It's not Mario pills. It's special girl boss pills.
It's girl power.
And when you there was a bit here and I've lost it. God damn it.
Beans. So Daguza and Banage are flying about, and they eventually get their way like back into the Laplace wreckage. And Daguza is like, all right, hey, let me out, man, let me out. He explains like, you're gonna be able to fight better if I'm not here, right? You're not gonna need to worry about someone else in the cockpit. Like, I'm gonna do what I can. And he explains that, like, the unicorn responds to Bazinga's heart. Like, when that radio transmission first started playing, he could tell that NTD was about to activate. But again, as long as Bazinga keeps getting pulled out by it, nothing's going to happen. So he's out, and he's going to do what he can to, like, distract the enemy so Bazinga can find a way to activate NTD. And he even posits that, like, maybe the Laplace program is sent into place to test the heart of the pilot, to see if they're worthy of all this. I think that might be what's happening.
I think that might be the thing that they got to do.
Yeah. But he gets out, and Full Frontal's there, and he the last thing he kind of tells Bazinga, don't lose your heart. It's your responsibility as a person to, like, figure out who you are. Yeah. And he gets, like, this, like, rocket launcher, and he, like, fires at the face of the Sinanju to, like, distract it. And like I mentioned before, it, like, melts off half, and you see, like, the Terminator glowing red eye inside.
But the fact he gives a thumb up before,
it's very Terminator. I know.
He's so cool. I miss him so much.
Like, he looks back and smiles and thumbs up as, like, Full Frontal uses his B-Max to just melt him, and, like, you see
top half is gone.
Oh my god! Like, the superheated rocket launcher splashes against. It's like molten. It, like, splashes against the wall, and, like, Bazinga just goes fucking ape shit. Like,
because now you've done it.
Now you fucked up. And Angelo tries to stop him and just gets his Gira Zulu's arms and legs cut off so fucking easily. And, like, the unicorn just flies away. Like,
and he's just flown backward in this, like, just completely incapacitated. Like,
he just gets bodied right away.
Yeah, and he's just floating back. He's just like, what just happened?
Yeah. And, like, Zinnerman, it's this whole scramble. The unicorn's going berserk, and, like, Zinnerman orders Gilboa to retreat. Like, we can't get it right now. There's too much going on. We're gonna get sucked in the gravity well. And before Bazinga's able to, like, actually hit the Sinanju and, like, hurt Full Frontal, this is when Gilboa like, flies up and takes the hit for him, like, because he's like, protect the boss and all that. And that's what causes Bazinga to, like, snap and, like, pass out and be like, oh shit, oh fuck, what did I do? And then he just, like, passes out and starts falling to earth.
Yeah, it sucks. It really sucks that Gilboa is going, because he was a family man.
Yeah, it's just, like, all of the deaths in Unicorn so far are really, I guess the biggest ones are Daguza and Gilboa. Like, I don't remember if anyone important died in the first two. I guess all of Bazinga's classmates is important.
Also, the Vist guy whose first name I've forgotten the name of.
Oh, Cardius, right, Bazinga's papa. I forgot about that.
My papa,
please.
Oh, papa, why'd you have to pass away? I miss you already very, very dearly, my friend.
My papa, who I scarcely remember.
Papa, we've barely had a time to spend with one another, and now you're dead.
We barely had time
for tea. Floated back into fire.
I like to imagine Bazinga's in, like, a little sailor suit with a big, oversized lollipop.
Yeah, he's got a big old lollipop, and he's, like, 2 inches tall, and just sat on your desk, just being like, oh, Papa!
Papa, please! Lift me up, I want to pilot the mobile suit.
I wish to play on my Xbox. I need you to do the control stick so I can press the big buttons with my little hands.
Papa, please bring me the Nintendo Switch Joy-Con. It's a small controller put for my little hands.
I know it's the size of me, but please.
Papa, I wish to play Mario Kart.
I want to play Mario Tennis and swing it around with all of my might.
I want to play Baby Mario, who to me is the size of regular Mario.
I feel represented by Baby Mario and Baby Luigi.
This is
Jr.
This is an interesting new character we've created, Baby Bazinga.
This is Baby Bazinga, that's his name. Oh my god.
Oh god, I'm losing it.
I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, so the episode's ending. Bazinga's fallen to Earth. The Nail Argama pulls off. They can't follow it. They're not built for atmospheric reentry. The unicorn is seemingly fine. The nicer mobile suit is, the better it can withstand reentry. So Bazinga's going to be fine. And, like, the Garnsier is following him down to Earth because, they got to retrieve this goddamn robot. And, like, the last thing is, like, he wakes up and, like, sees... I guess he sees, like, this seat that Gilboa was sitting in, and, like, as it burns up in the atmosphere, and he's like, oh shit. And it plays this like, nice song as it's ending.
Yeah, that's. I think I mentioned it in another episode. I really like the insert songs and ending songs of Unicorn because
really good.
they're all different every time.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good way of like giving each episode kind of its own feel to it. But that's it. That's the episode for this week.
That's the one.
I can't wait. Next week on Earth,
Oh,
when I've heard good things are going to happen.
oh, it's such a good episode.
Fuck yeah. So that'll be next week. But in the meantime, Callie, I hear that you got a little something.
Oh yeah, well I'm gonna activate a spell card because we're gonna go to Beyond Toon World.
You're going to love this. Trust me. Beyond Toon World!
Fuck yeah.
So this week I figured in honor of my sweet friend, and I can't really call him son because he's old, and in honor of Daguza Mackle, we're gonna talk about his sub voice actor Hiroki Tochi.
Fuck yeah.
So he was born in 1966 on the 26th of May in Tokyo. He is a Japanese. He was a Japanese actor first and foremost for the first, like 6 or so years of his career, and then his first voice acting role was in a little game called Star Ocean.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah, he was Sias Warren, I believe.
Okay,
Is the
I don't
name of the
remember that. I
character.
know
I've
Star
not
Ocean
played
though.
Star
Fuck
Ocean.
yeah.
After that, his second role was in another Star Ocean game, the sequel, The Second Story, where he played Ernest Raviade and Michael/Deckers.
Okay.
And then his third role that he ever did was a character called Chiruka in a fun little anime that I haven't really heard talk much about. It's called Turn-A Gundam.
Turn-A, oh shit! The Turn-A Gundam, huh?
So he started off strong. In terms of roles that he's done, I'm gonna go in order of least to most interesting.
Yeah, very
I'm
good,
gonna
very
start
good.
with anime, then go to games, and then
Alright.
go to the last one, which I think is the funniest and best of
Outstanding.
it. So in the original Hunter x Hunter OVAs, he was Jing Freaks.
Okay, shit. All right.
He is a character called Nan from Naruto.
Spell that.
Nan.
Who the fuck? I read all of
He
Naruto.
looks like a normal guy.
Yeah,
so
that's
he's probably a very minor character.
That's probably anime only. I don't give a shit about Nan.
He plays a lot of characters that I haven't really heard of that much. He plays a character called Dan in the Animatrix.
Okay.
Played Kugo Ginjo in Bleach.
Okay.
Played a character that I don't remember called Adjutant from Gurren Lagann. He looks a little bit like the human version of Punta.
It's probably just like some beastman that was like serving
dude.
genome in part
Yeah,
one.
he played Lassie Aeon in Gundam 00.
Okay.
He played a scrunkly little guy called Panther Lily from Fairy Tail.
Oh shit! I remember that. I've seen like a lot of Fairy Tail, surprisingly.
Obviously, he played Daguza Mackle. He played a character called Shaw in Angel Beats.
Okay. I was like, wait, in Gundam?
Nah, not in Gundam. In Angel
Okay.
Beats. Plays a character called Bardroy in Black Butler.
Okay.
Once again, his most recurring role seems to be this Panther Lily character. He
Panther
was
Lily's
Smash Draggled in Beat a Man Crossfire.
Okay.
Which I remember watching as a kid.
I remember Beat 'em on.
He's Philadel Kest from the Lupin the Third one called Fujigomine
Alright.
TV show. I'm just looking at some more interesting ones. He's Yusho Sakaki, Yuya's dad from Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of all of it for the interesting anime. Oh, he's the anime voice of Lysander from Pokemon as well.
Oh shit! He's one of the weird ones.
Wait, yeah, no, he's also Estarossa from Seven Deadly Sins.
Okay, all right.
He's a big one. That's a big one. I forgot that was a show for a while, so I skipped over that.
I think most of the world
into
did.
gaming.
Yeah, I like that. I like
this guy's
gaming.
games voice, incredible, fantastic. So obviously he was in Star Ocean. He's Desmond Miles from Assassin's Creed.
Okay, the man who saved the world.
He's also the dub voice of Nathan Drake from Uncharted.
Shit, okay.
He in Uncharted 2, he's Desmond for all the games that he shows up in.
Yeah.
This man is Chris Redfield.
What? Okay,
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. He is a character called Yu Morinaga from Yakuza 5.
Okay, that I think that's more minor.
Yeah. But then we're gonna get to his funky little dub roles that he did. Oh, he was also a minor act. He was a minor character in Kamen Rider Kuga, and I think a monster of the week in Kaizoku Sentai Gokaija. He was also in the Ninja film as well. The best thing this guy did. I'm gonna go to Western roles. So his first dub role for he was Julian in Barbie's The Princess and the Pauper.
Okay.
He's the dub voice for Horst from Ratatouille, who you'll know is the guy who killed a man with this thumb.
Right.
He's Jarvis in Iron Man.
Okay.
But he's not. He's not the Vision.
He's not Vision.
He's not Vision. He's just Jarvis and Iron Man and Iron Man 2.
But the whole okay, whatever. That's great. That rules.
He's Jake Sully from Avatar.
Tremendous.
He's Ken in Toy Story 3.
Yes. Good.
This man is Metro Man from Megamind.
Good. Yes.
And he also did Han Solo with the Phineas and Ferb Star Wars special.
That's a thing I didn't know existed.
That's incredible. That is the life and wonderful work of an admittedly very, very good voice actor. I really liked his voice as Daguza in Unicorn. Hiroki Tochi.
Fuck yeah, that's some good shit right there.
Good actor. 56.
Damn, pretty good.
Yeah.
That's like a huge big variety. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I am saluting Hiroki Tochi. Great stuff. I like his cool glasses.
He does have some cool glasses.
That will do it. Wait, no.
Oh?
Callie.
Yes.
It's the robot of the week time.
Oh, who am I picking? I haven't thought that much about it. You know who I'm gonna go for?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for, because I've bought the cards, they're on their way, and they're gonna be here soon. I'm gonna play the deck because I love the Digimon card game. We're gonna go for Metal Garurumon X Antibody. So it's the X Antibody version of Metal Garurumon, where he's bipedal and has big guns.
Oh, he learned how to stand on his
body.
hind. Yo,
he learned how to stand. He's a big robot boy.
He kind of got that beam gatling though.
He does though.
God, this guy looks fucking sick.
He rules, doesn't he?
I like that he has, like, fucking Iron-Blooded Orphans Gundam heels.
Yeah, he does.
Fucking,
good.
The shoulder-mounted missile pods. And
Yeah.
This guy gets my seal of approval. Fuck yeah.
This guy rules.
I'm really interested to, I don't know, Digimon Survive came out the same day Xenoblade did.
So you played Xenoblade instead of Survive.
So I mean... Here's the thing, Callie. One of those two games is a sequel to my favorite game of all time. There's one I'm going to play and one I'm going to pass on until it goes on sale. But I'm really interested. And I know that one of your starting guys is Kunemon, which is like the hornet larva guy.
Yeah.
I just look like all the bug Digimon are my favorite. My absolute favorite Digimon is Hercules Kabuterimon. Just because, like,
hell yeah.
giant.
You'd be pleased to know that Grandis Kuagamon is one of the best decks in the card game right now.
Yes. Fuck yes.
Because he just kills you in one hit.
That's, you know what? Yeah, a giant Beetleman would do that, I think.
It's more so just the fact that he hits super hard, and then gets like, so essentially is you put a bunch of stuff under him, and then he has this thing where he can remove Digivolution requirements to
pretty good.
Give him more security attack to just clear out your opponent's security, so you just kill them really hard.
Pretty good.
It's really, really good. Really solid deck. Very fun.
I like this card art. Very nice. Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's us. Where can we find you on the internet, Callie?
You can find me on twitter.com at Cowley, Cowllie. You can also find, I know it's been a month.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up.
It's been.
I still haven't sorted out the Twitter account for at Other Side Novel. I will sort that soon.
Mm-hmm.
That will be sorted at some point. I'm gonna finish the 3rd chapter and then get on with that. That's for a modern fantasy book that I'm writing at the moment. It's been a lot of fun to work on. I'm a very, very big fan of the direction that it's going, despite the fact it's my own work, and I'm obviously gonna say that. I would really appreciate if you guys checked it out once it's ready.
Yeah, links. It's linked in the description.
It absolutely
tune in,
is.
everyone.
Thank you.
And I've been Max. You can find me on Twitter at MaxyBajillion. You can listen to Bot of Greed, which is my Yu-Gi-Oh podcast. I don't think we're starting season 4 of GX until, I guess, it already is August, huh? This month sometime. I'm really excited for it. We're a little behind on our Patreon of watching Fast and Furious movies. So this month we're also
what does that have to do with Yu-Gi-Oh?
It's Krugio.
Oh, that's wonderful. I love that.
So what happened was we have our Patreon for that, and like we needed to think of kind of, you know, a monthly series that we could do. And if anyone knows me a little bit, you'll know about the Minions, my little guys.
Oh yeah,
my funny little boys.
You're Minion fan number 1, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. And I've often said Callie to 4 is Max to Minions.
Yeah, that's your most notable quote. I've heard you say that thousands of times.
Yeah, famous catchphrase of the me. But we had a thing called Grugio because, you know, you gotta. So I've inadvertently created this segment where like each of us kind of gets our own media property. Like I get Grugio, Audrey is the Elliot's a Fast and Furious fan, so his is Krugio. Sarah, since they do costuming for TV shows, they get Yugi So.
That's good. I love that.
Haven't landed on the others, but kind of, you know, the core conceit is it has to be able to be made into a pun on Yu-Gi-Oh! So It limits us a little bit, but hey, Fast and Furious is good, and we're doing Fast 5 this month, which is the greatest action movie ever made.
Fast 5? I've never watched it, unfortunately.
It's the one where The Rock shows up. It's genuinely the best action movie ever made, in my humble opinion.
Oh my god!
They drag a bank vault through Rio de Janeiro. It's rules.
That sounds amazing.
I'm not dragged by a person, but like it's towed by a car. It doesn't make any fucking sense at all. It kicks ass.
I worked in the cinema whilst I believe The Fate of the Furious was on.
I haven't seen that far in.
Unless it's like Fast.
It
was Fast 9 that was on. It was Fast 9 that was on.
I'm sorry, you mean F9 because they all have to make
F9.
the movies have different fucking title.
Well, Fast 10, your seatbelt is coming next. They're gonna go to space.
What's going to be a 2-parter is going to be Fast F. Look in my heart of hearts, I wanted it to be FFX so they can make FFX2 like Final Fantasy X
that's so good.
But that probably won't happen. I wish. Oh yeah, and I also have another show called Slappers Only, a video game music showdown podcast. It's on hiatus right now. We'll be back at it eventually. I'm
still waiting for that No More Heroes episode.
One day.
It's
all on Switch and like everything else now. So
it's so good.
I'm running out of excuses not to play it. Aside from I'm busy playing Xenoblade.
Yeah.
One day. And thank you to Noisepace.xyz for hosting this show and many others. Go check them out, and that will do it for this week. We'll see you next week. Barring me getting sick again, which hopefully won't fucking happen again.
It won't happen. Statistically speaking, you're probably like going to be like, you have less of a chance of getting.
Right? Yeah, my antibodies are fucking amped up right now. I'm testing negative everything, so fingers fucking crossed. But until then, as we always say, war is bad.
Wow, a cool robot.
Bye bye.
Bye.